Current demand for tomato is estimated at about 2.45 million metric tons per annum, while production rate is at about 1.5 million metric tons. To bridge this gap, the nation has relied on importation of tomato paste, which costs the government over $170 million annually. In a bid to tackle this, the federal government says incentives will be given to investors willing to invest in the tomato production sector, as this will curb the 40% post-harvest losses being experienced by farmers in the country. Helena Olori has more in this report.
Although Nigeria is the second highest producer of tomatoes in Africa after Egypt at 1.5 million tons, the country is, however, far from self-sufficiency in tomatoes production, as over $170 million is spent annually on tomatoes importation. It should, however, be noted that this trend is not because there are no farmers or arable land for tomatoes farming in the country, but due to inadequate investment in tomatoes paste production. In fact, farmers in the country are faced with post-harvest loss of about 40%, as there are not enough tomato paste factories in the country to process the excess harvest for later use. This has been the sole reason Nigeria spent so much to import foreign tomato paste into the country. To curb this trend and create jobs for Nigeria's youthful population, the federal government has put in place the necessary policies to end the smuggling of tomatoes products into the country, as well as curb the import of same.
And we have always known that it's a matter of shame that Nigeria imports tomato products from outside. We have the climate, the soil, but over the years, policies have been rather wobbly and rather shaky. So this administration decided, under the leadership of Mr. President, that it's time to do something more concrete.
It's time for us to produce what we eat, and we eat what we produce. From planting to harvesting of this tomato is just, like, according to them, just about 60 to say 90 days. And our soil is good, our climate is good, so I don't see any reason we shouldn't be doing what we're doing here today.
The Central Bank of Nigeria, in collaboration with the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development and the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, are working assiduously to encourage more investment in the sector through provision of incentives.
The Central Bank of Nigeria, working with the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, Trade and Investment, this will make us to get more aggressive and vigorously pursue the objective of diversifying the structure of the Nigerian economy.
I think it's economics. If you do things locally, hopefully in the long run it's cheaper. At the beginning it's tougher, but in the long run we believe that economics will work and work in our favor.
With this move, Nigeria will become self-sufficient in tomatoes production, as government is set to stop importation of tomatoes products in the nearest future. Helena Olori reporting for Moneyline with Nancy.